What's going on, guys? My name is Kenyon. Welcome back to the channel. All right, so in today's video, I'm gonna be using the screen printing press over here. We're gonna be printing some t-shirts for my buddy Byron. He has a clothing company called Weights and Glory. It's 2 o'clock. I have to be somewhere at 4 o'clock, so we probably won't finish the entire order in this video, but I'll go ahead and finish as many as I can within this 2-hour time period. I'll show you guys what the shirt looks like, or what it's supposed to look like when we're done. Right there, we have the front of it. And then right over there, we have the back of it. And yeah, let's go ahead and jump straight into it. All right, so the very first thing I'm gonna do is actually give you guys a shop tour because some things have changed and I wanna make sure you guys are kind of up to date on what's going on. We'll go ahead and start with that thing. We got the embroidery machine. And right next to that, we have the supply shelf. We got all of the screen printing inks on there and the chemicals. And then right over here, we got our press. This press is a 6-color, 6-station press, just in case anyone wants to know. Right down there, we have our exposure unit. I'll go ahead and pop it open for you guys. Oh yeah, by the way, this is the design that we're gonna be printing today. These are the negatives that I'm gonna burn onto the screen. And right behind that, this is a garage, so I just kind of have like a storage shelf for some of the stuff's related to the print shop, like the heat press and the sewing machines up there, but all the other stuff's just random stuff that I have stored in my garage. And right here, these two things are my makeshift dark rooms. They're literally made with like wood and cardboard and tarp, and those are what I have my screens in because they can't be exposed to light. We got like a random table right there. Right there is my washout sink. I'll go ahead and scoot up so you guys can see. Nothing too special there. This big box right here with the target on it is what I shoot BBs at whenever I'm bored. We use the airsoft gun right there. And then right here we have the printer and the computer setup, of course, where I do all the artwork and editing for my videos. So the very first thing that I do when I make t-shirts is make the screens. If you guys don't know what screens are, I'm about to show you. Probably won't do too much explaining, but I'll do my best. For that process, I actually can't have the lights on because it'll ruin the entire thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw on my yellow light right here. And it might not make sense for anyone who doesn't know the screen printing process, but basically the screens can be exposed to yellow light, but they can't be exposed to the lights that I have up there. So I don't know how well you guys are gonna be able to see me, but hopefully the yellow light gives the camera enough light. And cutting them off right there is one set, and here's the second set. All right, so now that the lights are off, we can go ahead and open the screen case. You guys can see we got all the screens right here. I'm gonna pull out 3 of them. Next thing we're gonna do is take our designs, lay them on the screens upside down. Here's the second one. I'm gonna go ahead and tape these down so they don't move when I'm burning them. And let me grab the third one. Let me get this one taped on. And now we're ready to burn them. For each one, we're just gonna carry it over to my exposure unit. Gotta prop it open with my head because the thingies that hold it open are kind of broken. Throw that on there. I gotta lock this thing in. And you guys are gonna see the UV light turn on in a second. All right. Throwing them all into the washout sink. And we're done. All right, guys, so we're done burning the screens. We got the first one right here, second one right there, and the third one right there. And now we have to wait about 15 to 20 minutes for the screens to dry. I'm gonna throw a fan on so it goes much faster, and I'll catch you guys when I'm like taping them up and putting them on the press. All right, guys, so it's been about 10 minutes. The screens are fully dry. You can see I got the fan right next to it. I'm gonna go ahead and throw on my flash dryer. This is how I cure my t-shirts, and I genuinely think it's gonna knock out all the power for this room just because I have all of these lights on at the same exact time. There's like 20 different lights. And my house was built in the 50s and doesn't have like the best electrical conductivity or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, if it does knock everything out, I'll tell you guys or you'll see on the video, but I'll have to like rewire it. All right, so while that's heating up, I'm gonna throw you guys on the tripod because I have to tape up the screens before we can actually use them. And then once we tape them up, it's literally just go ahead and print the first shirt. Hopefully it comes out well, and we'll see right now. All right, guys, so we got all the screens ready to go on the press. All I have to do now is line them up with the pallets. That way the shirt comes out nice and straight. And then I can go ahead and print the first shirt. Oh yeah, and then we also didn't lose our lights. So that's actually really good. Hopefully it stays that way. I'm gonna go ahead and get these lined up, and then we're gonna throw the ink on and print the first shirt. All right, guys, so next up, we're gonna go ahead and grab the ink. which is this stuff right here. Just gonna take a large clump of ink, just throw it on there. That's probably too much. Dang, this ink is super, super thick. There's white ink that's like way thinner, but I think this is gonna look a lot nicer on the t-shirt. All right guys, so everything's about to get super messy. I'm gonna go ahead and throw gloves on because if this plastisol ink gets on you, if you touch any other piece of clothing with your hand, you're gonna ruin whatever you touch. And gloves make for easy cleanup. All right, we're ready to print these. I forgot I have to clean off a squeegee because I don't have one for white ink, so that's what I'm doing right now. But that's done. All right guys, so we got the first shirt right here. I'm gonna go ahead and print the front design first. This stuff that I'm about to spray, it's called spray adhesive. Oh, I dropped it. All it does is lock the shirt onto the pallet, that way it doesn't move. Spray that for like 2 or 3 seconds. Throw the shirt on top. All right, so here we go. Here's the front design. Oh, this ink is super thick. Oh my gosh. Or maybe I just got wheat. There we go. Let's see how it looks. Boom. All right, that one came out pretty clean. I'm gonna go ahead and throw it under the dryer. I like to grab a thermometer, make sure it's the right temperature. And that's high enough. All right, so that's the front design. That's how it came out. I'm gonna go ahead and flip this thing around. We're gonna print the back. Put a lot more spray tack on this time. Tack it right there. And let's print the back side. There we go. Gonna dry this and hit it with one more pass. And then I also see a hole in the screen, so I'm gonna patch that really quick. Cool it down a bit. Let's hit it again. I messed up. All right guys, I'm gonna show you what I did wrong. If you could see, the design gets blown out right there. The ink like gets out of line. And it's because right before I was printing, I was playing with the off contact lever right there. And yeah, basically the screen was sitting too high off of the shirt. So there was a lot of space for ink to just gather. It happens. Unfortunately, this shirt is a dud, but it's probably gonna hang up somewhere in the shop just for the front end because the front end's solid. And then I'll lower the off contact right there and it'll be good next time. And that's why we print a demo shirt, because it's usually the dud. When we get an auto press, everything should be so much easier. We couldn't use this one anyway because that little dot messed up the shirt before we even did this. And also I could always just use like a practice sheet, one of these things to test out the design if I don't want to ruin a shirt. But I was pretty confident we could get it on the first try. Obviously we didn't, so it is what it is. Go ahead and print the second one. Clean. The second one came out really, really clean. All right, guys, now I'm printing the little side part that says Weights and Glory. It's like right here. I honestly haven't done a print like this before, so it's kind of awkward, but I'm gonna nail this. Hopefully first try. There we go. All right, guys, so this is the second shirt. This is how it came out. Here's the front of it. Here's what the back looks like. As you can see, it says talk is free, gains are earned, and then it has a proverb. Proverbs 14:23, all hard work brings a profit, but mere talk leads to poverty. And we got the little side print that says Weights and Glory right there. So yeah, that's the first shirt completely done. I have like 40 more to print, so it's gonna take a while. All right, guys, so we called in a backup cameraman. So he's gonna film while I'm printing these shirts, and then yeah, we're gonna hopefully get a nicer video for you guys. I'm gonna put some new gloves on. Once again, to stay nice and clean. All right, guys, we're moving on to like the very first batch of 6 t-shirts. We already did the front, we're on the back side now. And yeah, we're moving pretty quick. All right, guys, so that's pretty much it for this order. I'm literally gonna be doing the same thing you guys just watched over and over, probably for the next 2 or 3 hours. I'm gonna wait till later tonight. That way the shop's nice and cool and the heater's not putting the room temp at like 90 degrees like it is right now. I'm gonna be adding a section for custom t-shirts to my website, T-Shirt Tube, sometime in the next couple of weeks. Don't know exactly when. I'm trying to find the right plugin to do it. That's gonna make life super simple, super easy for everyone checking out. That's it for this video. My name's Kenyon and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.